Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with another episode of our Crusader Kings 2 Game of Thrones mod Let's Play. So in the previous episode, I kind of asked you guys if you were interested in me moving on to a different mod for the game, and it seemed like while a lot of you were open to the idea, most of you still preferred this mod, so I guess we're just going to keep going for the time being. If things really start to get dull, we'll reconsider, but let's keep moving, trying to take a little bit more of the north for ourselves and see where things go. So, to that end, we're still working on Pine's End, same as we've been doing for the last couple episodes, and then of course, we are going to try to grab claims up here in Deep Down, and whatever the hell this is, Driftwood Hall. And then obviously, we're slowly kind of picking away at the Boltons here. We have the Dreadfort, we have Overton, so it's just a matter of getting High Point, Ethring, and I believe that's it. Yeah, so just these two are left. We do have a truce with them though, so it might be a while before we can continue with that. Almost 10 years, I think. But hopefully by then we have a claim here, and we've had time to grab a claim on one of these, and then as soon as that truce ends, we can, you know, snag one of these, and then obviously these are of lesser concern because they're so far removed, but we'll grab them eventually. Alright, so let's get started. I'll get the clock rolling here, and can close some of this stuff that isn't... Well, the game crashed on me, so let's go ahead and try this again. I'm going to get the clock rolling, and we'll close this, and then I went to go click on something. I don't remember what it was, but the game hung up for a second and then crashed to desktop, so I'll try not to do that again. Whatever I did, we can get rid of these. A series of laws have been passed by King Norman of the Iron Throne Wow, that's a lot of redundancy. Limiting the powers of his vassal, the High Septon, in the realm. One of these laws prohibits the Faith from arming, and so the Faith Militant, comprising of the warriors, sons, and poor fellows, has been disbanded. Oh boy, thank God. We've all seen what happens when the Faith Militant gets going in the show. Like, I think I've said this before, but if you can make Cersei Lannister a relatable character, you're not very good people. Overthrow the monarchy of the Iron Throne faction. I don't think I care to join that necessarily. Can I even join it? I don't think I can, yeah. I'm limited to factions within the north. I have my own faction, but nobody wants to join it. So depressing. And an elective monarchy would benefit everybody, not just me. Although, as soon as I won, I would of course take measures to remove that elective monarchy. Because we've seen, or maybe you haven't seen, but if you go back and watch my old Elder Kings playthrough, the one where we played as the King of Winterhold and eventually became the High King of Skyrim, you can see how an elective monarchy can go very badly for you when you're in a position of power. We basically conquered all of Skyrim. We were beginning to take over High Rock and some of Cyrodiil. But because we were the High Kingdom of Skyrim, it defaulted to an elective monarchy, and it took a lot of effort to change that. I had been working on it, but I wasn't really able to get it through. And then after a very long playthrough, I think we were into like the 60s or 70s as far as the episodes were concerned, but after a very long playthrough, eventually we were toppled by another noble in the High Kingdom of Skyrim and lost everything. So the Faith Militant's been restored again. Interesting. But yeah, like we basically went from the most powerful like character in the game to like a minor lord, because in practice, you know, we controlled the whole kingdom, but in reality, we only held like 3 provinces, because that's all, you know, our domain could handle. And so once we were, you know, once our dynasty was usurped, basically, we were basically just a lord of like 3 provinces. And I think because of how it played out, we actually ended up with less than that, because the inheritance split up our land among a few of the character who died's heirs. So it was ugly. We fell pretty far. And I basically called that like a defeat because it was such a substantial drop that we just decided to move on. Well, somebody's got the right idea here. The Iron Islands. I wish I could join, but I can't. Not that I would really have anything to gain from that. In the north, obviously I do, but in the entire kingdom of the Iron Throne, not so much. Because it would require, I think, a Lord Paramount at least to get into that position. And I obviously am not. We are just having such a hard time grabbing claims as of late. I'm wondering if replacing our Justicar with somebody else would be better for us. I could throw Janelle in there. That would upset Florian a bit, and it would be a downgrade as well. Oh, my castle town's done. Nice. It wouldn't be a great move, but it might... I don't know. Maybe they'll light a fire under some of these guys and get them working. So we could try it. Either way, let's arrange a marriage. Well, you're too old at this point. 64? Yeah. Sorry, pal. That window has closed. Could also appoint Arana. Still a downgrade, but she is our sister and fairly... Well, actually, she's not that loyal. She's actually less loyal than everybody else. Short of, like, Torgen here. Oh, well. We'll give him some more time. It's just, it's killing me to wait. Because there's not a whole lot else I can do at the moment. Do I have any, like, unpressed claims here? I have a claim on Shadowmoor, but that's under my rule, so there's no point in taking that back. King's House, same thing. It's held by one of my vassals. This is the only one, and it's currently under the Bolton banner, so I'd have to declare war on them again. A famous herald well-versed in the diplomatic protocol has arrived at our court. He is proposing his services to us, and our chamberlain is saying that we can make good use of this man. For like 16 gold, I get a diplomat named Leopold, who is, at least, as far as my chamberlain says, a good character, so I'll do it, and then let's pause and take a look at this guy. Go ahead and close these. So we still have the truce here, I would imagine. Yeah. Until 8403. So like 9 years. But if we're not able to grab any of their claims, we can go after Sealshore. I forgot to mention that one as well. So it's these two and Sealshore, which was ours at one point, but because of a bad inheritance thing, we ended up losing it. So Leopold, is that what it was? Something Leo. Or Leo something, I guess I should say. Right there, Leopold of Longlake Town. Not very good. Not very good at all. At least he's sort of young. I like his banner of Longlake Town. Oh, what the hell is that? Something big just flew in front of my face. Let's see. It keeps like flying, like trying to get in my nose. I'm not sure what it is. Probably like a mosquito hawk or something. So let's arrange a marriage. Could I make that matrilineal? I mean, it's up to me, isn't it? So, Danelle and you would gain 0 prestige from marrying into... Yeah, that's gonna hurt, actually. So no, scratch that. In that case, we'll find somebody outside of our realm to marry him to. Either of these characters seem fine. She's actually not bad. She's a bit old. Yeah, I'm thinking one of these two. Let's go with... Let's see, that's 18, 25, 33, 38. Here we have 32, so she's actually better by 1 point. Neither of them is going to get us a claim. They're the same age. I'm actually going to go with her because I feel like the diplomacy and the intrigue is going to help more than like martial skill necessarily would. So let's go here. So he's married. If all else fails, we can give him land somewhere if we need somebody to give land to. Okay. To the Rye Wit Callan, may you live in harmony and contentment. I accept your suggestion that Leopold and Sabrina get married. Okay. But yeah, so my kitchen's been getting redone lately, and so there's been like, you know, construction workers and stuff in and out of the house all day long, and they like to leave the doors open, and so I get all kinds of random shit flying in my house. And I've seen some bugs that I don't think I've ever seen before in my life in the last couple of like weeks. Like, you never know what'll get in if you just leave the door open for 2 hours. I'm surprised there's not like cats and raccoons in my house. Cats, I honestly wouldn't be surprised, because there's some neighborhood cats that are always wandering around, and they like to come to the front door and like rub up against it if you're, you know, standing where they can see you. The screen door, that is, not like the actual like wooden front door. Seeks to replace Barthagan Ashwood as Master at Arms. Not my Master at Arms. I don't even recognize that name. Yeah, I have Wireless, so I don't even know or care who that is. Arya Kerwin. Again, I don't know whose Spy Master that is, but it's not really my concern. So we have 300 gold again. We should probably figure out where we can best put that to use. Patrol posts, no. Small estates we're also pretty capped on. Actually, it looks like... so we need guard stations 2. We don't even have guard stations 1, I don't think. I don't even see it as an option. So I imagine like we'll need patrol posts, and I think patrol posts turn into guard stations, maybe? That would give me plus 5% to my garrison size, which is 1,000, so it would add like 50. I don't think that's exactly 1,000, but it's going to round it to that, so we'll just assume 50. And then, where was it? Another, so basically it would add 100 guys. Or actually, I think it would be 50 to each of these, is what it would be. Not the best upgrade, but actually fort level might not be a bad idea. Let's go basic defenses here in the capital, and then up in Last Hearth we'll do... I was going to do the same, but actually private farms makes more sense. So do that. Okay. That claim is just not coming along, is it? So let's see. We've got a lot of daughters. Unfortunately, no sons. Arana is betrothed. She's not a particularly good character, but I think she's slightly better than her sister is. Yeah, and then we have Denelle, who's actually not too bad. She could actually shape up to be a really good character, depending on what trait she gets when she turns 16. Let's see. I don't really care. Yeah, none of that really affects me. Let's arrange a matrilineal marriage for her. Unfortunately, our options are going to be extremely slim, as they usually are with matrilineal marriages, but since we've already done 2, it's going to be even worse than usual. I guess I should be looking for traits rather than skills at this point. Like somebody like this kid who is quick, or somebody who's strong, that we could potentially pass down to our heirs would be, you know, probably the best way to do this. He's really young at 3 years old, so that would be a long time. We'd have to wait, like, what, 12 years or something? Is there anybody older that has one of those traits? You're a giant. That's not really going to help me, though. You're diligent, but you're also terrible. I'm not really seeing anything. Unfortunately, that 3-year-old might be the best option we have. This guy's weak, so we don't want that at all. But his diplomacy is actually pretty good. You're way too old, way too old. You're strong. That's actually not a bad play right there. Strong, patient, honorable, and a family person. So, not very good skills, but pretty good traits. And in terms of like building up a lineage, I think that's actually more important a lot of the time. Because I think your children are... I haven't like studied this. I know some people take this game really seriously and they like min-max everything. I haven't bothered like reading guides on how to like get the best possible characters or anything, but I think your children have a certain percentage chance of inheriting traits that the parents have. So if you have 2 parents who are quick or geniuses, your children will have a much better chance of inheriting that. Whereas, you know, compared to like somebody who only has 1 parent who's quick, or obviously 0 parents who are quick. So I think strong would actually be pretty good. And he doesn't have any real negative traits, so even though, you know, skills aren't that good, if he has a teacher who's got good skills and he inherits good traits, I think we can turn that into something that's, you know, to our advantage. Plus, he's closer in age to her, so we won't have to wait all that long. I think they can marry at 14, actually. So let's go ahead and do that. That will be matrilineal. So let's go for it. And, so when he turns however old he needs to be to marry, he should come and join our court, and we might be able to influence his skills a bit before he turns 16, which would be even, you know, better for us. We gotta figure out how to get this piety up. It keeps dropping. The fact that we're ruthless is really hurting us. But I haven't really had any opportunity to get rid of that, and it's not like they come by very often. Since we have so much money left, I think I'm going to look at upgrades for White Harbor. We actually haven't touched private farms here either, so I guess I'll do that, because that's going to help our income and our army size. It's light infantry, which doesn't count for much, but numbers are better than no numbers. So we are ill. That's a bit concerning, especially since our lineage is not the most secure right now. We do have an heir, but she has a like metric assload of daughters as well. Apparently the Raventrees just aren't having sons anymore. Oh, we got catapults. Was that the basic defenses that we built? Is that what that was? Yeah, apparently it was. The barracks, that's not really going to help. I think we'll wait. I don't need galleys, that's not really going to help me. Stables. 45 cavalry isn't too bad, but it's light cavalry. And that's not really going to do a whole lot for me. When the levy size is like almost 4,000, adding another like 40 light cavalry to the mix really doesn't make a huge dent in anything. I'm more concerned with the income ones, but it looks like Castletown is capped for the time being. Same goes for small estates. I think we're going to need to work on patrol posts, because I think those end up becoming the guard stations that we need. Because I haven't seen anything else that refers to that, and patrol posts seem like it would become something, you know, similar. So I guess we'll just save up our money and grab patrol posts. See where that leads us. If nothing else, it'll give us some troops, but obviously I'm more concerned with the who the hell are you? Huh. Apparently you're in hiding. You're also a lowborn. Master Victor of Oakenshield. Okay. Well, I guess you can hang out here. I don't really have any use of you, though. Don't really care about that. Is there any intrigue type things that we can sink our teeth into? Don't have any prisoners. Don't really have any threats against us. We know of some plots, but nothing really significant. Is there anything that we can perpetrate? Not really. We can assassinate people, but nobody of any serious significance. Mostly the Umbers, and the Umbers are nobodies at this point, since we conquered them. Okay, don't really care, don't really care. Well, if nothing else, we're moving slowly but surely toward being able to take Sealshore back. It'd be nice to kind of reconsolidate this area, because, I mean, these will be nice, but obviously this is, you know, bordering the capital. Let's see, my wife doesn't seem very content at the moment. She wants more clothes, better shoes, and finer dresses. For 25 gold, we can get plus 10 fertility, 10% fertility, and there's a 25% chance of her becoming lustful, which could potentially get us a son. It might be worth the gamble for 25 gold. If we do this, we pretty much lose the possibility of having any more children, which, if we have another daughter, honestly, that's fine. But I would like to try to get another, or a son, so let's roll for that. Because honestly, like, I don't mind having one of our daughters be our heir. The thing is, the current heir is not good. She's just not a good character. I would prefer either of these two take her place. But I don't want to have to assassinate my own daughter to make that happen, you know? That just kind of sucks. But she's not very good. Her traits are bad. Her heirs are not very good. Yeah, they don't really have any particular skills. Do you have any children yet? You don't have any children yet. Oh, right, you're not even married yet. You're betrothed to Walder Bolton, who's not very good either, but at least he's got some decent skills as well. Or traits, excuse me. There's a difference. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and end the episode here, because I'm not sure... Oh, good, we're not sick anymore. Not sure what else we can make out of this episode, so we will just pick back up in the next one, hopefully grabbing this claim at some point. If we don't get it in the next episode, I might swap out our Justicar for somebody else. Granted, it's going to be a downgrade, but I don't know. He's just obviously not being very successful, and so it might be worth getting somebody else in there to try it. So yeah, with that, I'll leave you guys here. As always, thank you so much for watching. I had a great time playing some Crusader Kings 2 with you, and I look forward to seeing you back here for the next episode.